And I think Easy is champion of the year.
That's not gonna happen.
He should be though.
Listen.
He
I've
battled
been.
Hitman Holla, which was arguably the biggest battle of this year, and Geechee is gonna be the second biggest battle of this year. And you know I'm right. That's gonna be the second biggest battle of this year.
I'm not debating, but Easy been my champion of the year for 3 years, so I don't really for 2 years on top of this year.
See,
3 years
he
if
was
we count
closer
this
last year, wasn't he? Did he win?
Nah, he was close to the first year. First year. Nah, Nitty won this past year, or I guess this year, so to speak. And then last year Geechee won. Easy was two the first time around, and I think he was like 6 this year.
I can't remember I can't remember who was on his resume for the year that he was sixth. If it was
this year was
if it was Calico, Averb, if it was that year, then there's no way he should have been sixth. He battled Cal and Averb in the same year.
Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. I got videos dedicated to all this stuff, so it's like that's what I said. Niggas was like, oh, he should get it. Because I actually truthfully, I said Nitty should win, but I didn't think Nitty would win because for some reason
Nitty be wilding, bro. He should have been champion of the year a few times.
But that's the thing. I think the whatchamacallit bites him in the ass every time. Respectfully, I think the one indictment on his character as a rapper or as a battle rapper is that he just doesn't. He's not like always present.
Yeah.
And he don't be on Twitter and shit. So yeah, last year was or this past year, quote unquote, was Big T, Goods, Verb, and Cal.
Yeah. What? That's only big names. Like that's not any small names. None.
Yeah, but we all know that's not really how that goes.
And he won all of them.
Yes, but if you actually so my thing is this. I've said this before and I'll stand on this and I'll continue to stand on this to the day I die. Unless niggas is willing to restructure champion, I'ma just keep putting my videos out. But I don't really because you can't champion the only reason I feel like champion needs to be like relatively restructured is because I feel like we need to hold niggas to their statements, right? Because I didn't watch this year's champion panel, but I watched last year's champion panel. Like sat through the whole thing, like the 6 or 7 hours, however long it was. I sat through 2 hours, no breaks. We get something to eat, come back, sit down, listen to niggas talk again. Niggas would say things like, let's just use Easy for an example. Niggas would say like, "Oh, Easy beat these 4 people, and they're all big names. Oh, that's great, but he doesn't have the same numbers as let's just say somebody like I don't want to do him like that because I actually had him top 3 last year. But they had him in comparison or side by side with people like Swamp and
side by side.
Yeah, because what they'll say is yes he has big names, but he don't have that many battles, so we don't really have a lot to go off of.
Surf had 3 battles that one year and was like second or third. What are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. It's because of the gas. It's because of the gas around the individual. That's and we were,
but that's my thing. If anything should have been gas, Easy has been getting smoke blown up his behind. So there's no way he should have been 6th with those 4 names on his resume that year.
Hey, listen, fair is fair. I agree with you, but
he was the only other Gun Titles member active at that time. Like active.
Listen, that's a fact. But that's again, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's not the problem. Is that like that's not really the structure, right? He could have been higher or lower than 6. So do not quote me at the number specifically 6. But I think if he was top 5, it wasn't like 2.
He should have been. Look, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm glad it was Nitty, but if it wasn't Nitty, it should have been Easy for sure, 100%. And then this year, it's usually because of the URL stuff, I'm assuming that he probably won't get it, and that's probably why you said that too.
Well, so I think that he could. So whatchamacallit said that, and I still gotta find that. I gotta find the live the caffeine event where he said it. But the only reason he might get it this year is because of the lack of events that URL has had. The reason why it was easy to give somebody from The reason why it was easy to give somebody from URL a better step, because that's just like the A War argument. And I told you that on one of the, it was either on the previous stream or when we was talking off stream. The reason why I said like I feel like Tay Rock, like somebody like Rock shouldn't get it this year regardless of how many battles he has, is because he's not battling big names. It was the same indictment niggas gave to A War. We can't wake up on one day and be like, oh well, A War doesn't get it, even though that nigga battled at that time, and be like, this nigga A War battled at least 10 to 15 times a year.
Yeah, but Ward also does not battle on URL at all.
But that's what I'm saying. That like, shouldn't. What I'm saying is that's fair. But what I'm saying is, and the point that I'm like that I've always stood on, that shouldn't matter. You can't tell me that name. You can't tell me that like it's because it's the NBA and it's a certain tier, but everybody's not allowed in the same tier. Like it's not the NBA because NBA is skill based. Y'all book niggas specifically based on whether you like them, don't like them, are fans of them, are not fans of them. This shit, shout out to Cal, this shit is like wrestling. Y'all only pushing certain people. That's so nasty. No, War's not finna make it to you already.
Hold on. Now you already said it. I gotta play it. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay. Yo, no, do not play that shit. Yo, do not play that shit.
Go ahead, talk. Tell them. It's like anyway, go ahead. Tell them it's like wrestling.
Not playing out, but niggas treat this shit like wrestling. So it's like if you gonna push, and that's the thing about wrestling. If you gonna push certain niggas, the focus has to be the focus is going to fall on those people. But that's also going to influence champion of the year. And I'm not saying champion of the year. That's crazy. I'm not saying champion of the year don't mean nothing, but I am saying that we can't comfortably. To me, Wody, to me, based on what happens and how things end up breaking down.
Oh, I didn't know he had.
Especially in years
I'm
like.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm done. I'm be quiet. Go ahead.
I ain't know that either.
I didn't know he had.
I ain't know that either. Yeah. I've just heard the joint. I'm gonna be honest. To me, to a certain degree, especially if it's gonna be structured the way that it's been structured,
yeah,
Wody is gonna always mean more than Cody, but it's always gonna be less appreciated because there's no push in Wody, so to speak.
Yeah,
Jazz hustle. Let's say you want to throw Yoshi, 40, and a couple others in there. They round out a proverbial top 10, and they can battle amongst themselves to figure it out.
And I'm glad that you just said those names because I have to segue. Continue what you said, but just remember I'm segueing.
Oh, okay. And I don't know if this is a disrespect thing or not, so I'm gonna say no disrespect. Prestavia would be in there too if she wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? On
pregnant,
like but. Yeah, I'm gonna say on and off.
Hey, shout out Prestavia. When you get back, I'm gonna cover some of your battles right now because I'm putting people on. I'm letting people see this official versus Prestavia battle for sure. I'm reacting to this on the Twitch channel, and it's hopefully gonna be on YouTube and not gonna get taken down. But
she gotta get a she gotta get a Wody year for sure.
When she's here, she's my number 3 out of the ladies.
Yeah, that's
100%.
I give you that. But bar for bar, like the only thing that I can argue that's non-biased, that don't have anything weird attached to it, and I'm not saying it's the panel themselves, but just like how things are structured, is Wody.
Yeah.
Cause Jazz running away with everything. You could argue. I don't think the top 10 list was necessarily fair because I think they had Shuni. I think they had Shuni at like 10. I'm not saying that it's fair, like it's the most fair, but I am saying that it's the most balanced. It has the best chance without odd place pushed to be.
I ain't gonna lie. I love Hustle. I love Hustle to death. She didn't have a better year than Jazz that year. She just didn't. And it wasn't because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. I just think that all of her performances, either we expected it or it was underwhelming. Not in the sense that she didn't do well, but the battle overall, it didn't leave that lasting impression.
That's fair.
And I loved her Shuni battle. I personally, I'm gonna forever like when Hustle. Wait, I don't even know if they counted Shuni because that was this year, wasn't it? Because Hitman was earlier this year, and she battled Shuni on the same card, right?
Yeah. January. Yeah.
No, it was February. I know because it was on my birthday.
Oh, okay.
That thing, part of the things that I hate.